Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. And we'll be right back after this message.
Who owns you? If you're not in control, then someone else is. Join me, Ivy West, for Voices on the Wind, Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern in Studio A. I discuss government, health, metaphysics, suppressed science, universal mysteries, little-known incredible facts, alternative energies, and even more than you can imagine.
There was blood on the wire.
Won't you join us on Revolution Radio Saturdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern for Voices on the Wind with me, Ivy West.
There are lives in the balance, people under fire, children at the cannons. There are...
Because if your head's in the sand, your tail is a target.
Hi, everybody. It's me, the Fetch, host of Inside the Eye Live. Before the Sunday mainstream media political pundit talk shows, there is Inside the Eye Live, where we break down some of the weekly mainstream media talking points before the talking points even get aired. Add in some entertaining stories, weather, cats, intriguing and informative guests, and you get one of the most listened to Saturday morning streaming media political talk shows going today. And it's all right here on our flagship station, Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. So join me, the Fetch, for Inside the Eye Live every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern. It is truly intelligent media for the politically aware.
I have worked with the CIA, NSA, Templars, and Bilderbergers. Now I work for you. My show will disclose secrets of science and esoteric knowledge. Join me, Stephen D. Kelly, for 2 hours every Thursday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Time on freedomslips.com, Revolution Radio, Studio A. You can also listen to previous shows by going to youtube.com/Free Revolution Radio.
Anti-aircraft guns went into action against unidentified aircraft in the Los Angeles area shortly after 3 a.m. Pacific wartime this morning.
We are far stronger than we were 10 weeks ago.
Zero quarters, all hands at your battle stations.
Be nervous, not your toes. I'll do the mastermind around here.
Those who have not seen it do not know what hell looks like from the top.
Bam, check it out every Tuesday and Saturday on Revolution Radio. It's a double dose of the internationally recognized renegade military historian, Douglas Dietrich.
You'll stay right where you are till I tell you to move out.
Yeah, that's right. Tuesdays from 10 to midnight Eastern Time. Join Douglas Dietrich as he exposes the truth in hidden history on his show, Critical Omissions. And then our human weapon of mass destruction is back once again to take your calls on Saturday Night Firing Lines. Both from 10 to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Only on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com.
This is Thomas, a.k.a. a Mad Painter. I'd like you to join me Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Open Canvas. Don't forget to bring an open mind.
Yes, folks, that's right. Bring an open mind to an open canvas. Again, that is Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. UFOs to government corruption. This is Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here. The opinions expressed on this radio station, its programs, and its website by the hosts, guests, and call-in listeners or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of Revolution Radio and FreedomSlips.com, its staff, or affiliates. You're listening to Revolution Radio, FreedomSlips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you to your host.
All right, back to the round. Welcome back to the round table. Yes, we are back. Welcome back to the round table this evening here on Revolution Radio, or this morning now, because it's definitely 3 a.m. on the East Coast and it's 12 a.m. here, so we've crossed over to the next day. Thank you so much for listening. If you do want to call on the show, there was a caller that was with us for just a moment, but I guess we lost connection. Please do call back. I can add you. Caller 701. And we are having a pretty heated discussion about what's going on at the that's been happening in the occupation in Oregon, so I want to carry on before the break. Matthew Paul, you were mentioning how you felt that this was just like any other psyops that was happening, but this one's, I think, is different. Now, I'm not saying it's not a psyop. I don't know for sure, right? But this one is about activists and patriots, and it has to do with the NDAA bill, that the part about being a domestic terrorist, and it has to do with the Second Amendment, and all of these actions are possibly, again, we bring in Jade Helm, we bring in all these different kind of situations. So this particular situation could affect the United States permanently in some way. So that's why I don't think it's something to be ignored, and especially the fact that this radio station has been so active and opinionated and involved with it. So I've been watching some of the live feed that's going on, and I listen to them, and there's people in there. They are ready. Basically, they're saying, oh, they've like surrendered to the fact that they're going to be shot up in a Waco sort of situation. And there seems to be, and I hate to say it sounds, oh God, self-absorbed isn't the right word, but it sounds like, oh, I'm going to sacrifice my life for this particular greater
martyr complex.
It's like it's martyr and it's glorified, and they're sitting there talking about it on a live stream. And then you have the sheriffs making announcements, asking them to leave, to surrender. Even Ammon Bundy apparently has made a statement that he wants them to leave. No, I saw in chat there were only three people left. I don't know if that's the real news or not. So,
well, here's what I think it is in a nutshell. Okay. We'll use a different similarity. Okay, like Bundy Ranch. What this is trying to do is to get people to put the Second Amendment in action. The thing is, in my opinion,
but they put it
in
action in the wrong way. I mean, what really is the militia? Okay, my argument about when you looked at the Bundy Ranch situation that happened in Nevada, I think the militia, it was good that they showed up. It was good that they were there to make their presence, because the BLM was being aggressive on them. The BLM had guns on them. The BLM had assassins on them. There were videos where you could see the BLM tasering them. That was shocking. I think that in that sense they were defending the citizens against this particular situation, and in that sense I think that they were heroes.
Sorry to interrupt.
Now they're being offensive.
Now they took the offense. Yeah, go ahead, Dustin.
Wasn't this originally about the Hammond family, a member or two of the Hammond family going back to jail for a term they already served? And if the Hammonds reject the Bundys being there, and wouldn't it be fair to say that the Ammon Bundy and his gang are just using their situation to perpetuate their already existing
try to start civil war.
vendetta with the government from a year.
They're playing the role of John Brown trying to start a civil war.
Right.
That's what John Brown did. He took it upon himself to go into a town and create a massacre because he thought it would help start the Civil War.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Same kind of deal. Only this time we don't trust him. We don't, even Jerry Bear said the same thing. It's all suspect. I mean, the real issue is the Hammonds. The real issue is the BLM is out of control. A larger issue is the whole government is out of control. There's so many dirty hands and dirty motives going on here. We don't need to focus on the motives. It's like 9/11. We don't need to count all the different ways that they brought those buildings down. We just need to know that they did it. And we need to know that they're bad. And if you want to get upset about it, that's great. Join the team. Yes, we are at war. That's what I want to say. There's one more thing I want to share with everybody, though, to put this whole thing into perspective.
Okay.
Our system today is very much like a feudal system. It's kind of like we are the peasants. We think we're living these wonderful lifestyles with our big screen TVs and our cell phones and the cars and what have you and our jobs. But we actually work harder than the peasants did in the Middle Ages, believe it or not. We actually work longer work weeks, and we actually don't even eat as well. To be honest with you, the peasants in the mud huts ate better than we did, and they didn't work as hard. But it's a very similar situation when you look at the wealth, the differentiation between the wealth and the classes. So if we are the roles of the peasants living in the mud huts with the straw roofs, with the goats out in the yard, even the best of us, that's all we are. We may have our little nobles that have the slightly nicer houses that don't have dirt floors and, what have you. They're the richer people. We've got that too. But the leaders are in castles. They're still in castles today. Now, everybody likes to think about movies. Let's look at the old movies where the king is being overthrown and the people are rising up and they're overthrowing the king. What happens? Do they go around burning each other's huts? Do they attack all the local municipal buildings and burn everything down? Or do they all sneak up on the castle and they find that secret entrance that lets them into the castle? There's always that one gateway that everybody forgot about that lets them into the castle, that lets them into where the bad guys really are, where you can really end this whole thing by taking them out once and for all without burning all the houses and everything all around. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Well, anyway, that secret entrance to the castle, it's at the Getty Museum. That's that secret entrance. In the movie, there's always that guy that says, here's the gateway. Go take this little path that'll lead you up into the dungeon, and you can get in there and you can take over the castle. There's always that one path. Well, today that path is the Getty Museum. That's the most important information I can put out there. That's the path into the castle. If you want to take over and you want to end this madness, you got to get into the castle and kill a king. Well, that's how you get into the castle and kill a king. You got to go there.
And isn't that what the Second Amendment is? To all go down there to the secret entrance?
No. The Second Amendment is our right to own guns. It doesn't have anything to do with that. Okay. What I'm telling you is if you want to rise up, all the patriots, all the founding fathers, yes, they said revolution, revolution, revolution. I'm just telling you, if you guys are dead set on it, the entrance into the castle to take out the king is at the Getty Museum. That's where it's at.
What if this is all
downstairs,
all wrong? I mean, in a sense, I mean, if you look at the history of humanity, we've always done something where there was an aggressive act. I mean, even it's guns, it's killing a certain group of people, a tribe, whatever. This is my land, et cetera, et cetera. There's this force that happens. What if that's just an archaic way of existing? And making things work. I'm just putting it out there.
I'll tell you what. All right, let me rephrase it. Go to the Getty, go underground, and give all those evil things down there love. Okay, it's like picking up a rock where there's cockroaches. All we're doing is bringing light into dark places. That's what truth is. Let's bring our light downstairs and shine it where all those cockroaches live in those bunkers. That's all I'm saying. Let's get all the light workers together and come with me, and we'll go to the Getty. We'll go downstairs. We'll shine some light on those people. Let's see if we can clean it out and rid all the filthy vermin out from underneath there. And then we could probably figure out, we could fix what's on top, because you know what's down there. All our money is down there. All the gold they've taken for the last 100 years is down there, and all the Tesla technology, all the the wealth. I mean, God, you guys can't. You know, I'll tell you. In the olden days, they used to get the average person to fight by promising them lots of booty. Pirates did it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. You say, oh, come on. You come with me to Jerusalem and you help me take back the Holy Land.
And you get a lot of booty.
You'll all be wealthy and you'll all become home wealthy, wealthy, wealthy. Well, you know what? This is the same thing. And if you look at my platform, number one, the platform, it's no different, because this is the same thing we'd do if I was president. We would take it to them. We would go underground. We would liberate our wealth from underground. And yes, that's where the booty is, everybody.
Oh, I was thinking booty like girls.
I'm not talking booty like pussy booty. I'm talking, okay. Pirate booty.
Gold.
Wow, they're gonna get all these. I like big butts and I like them round. That's like.
No, seriously though, if
okay, I know.
You know, all you people want to fight for liberty. Well, you know what? Take your fight to liberty at this one particular location. I can guarantee you, it'll be like the Hobbit. You'll go down there, it'll be like the Hobbit with all that gold and the dragon down there. But you know what? Don't be surprised if there is a dragon down there. Okay, I'm serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Better get your. Hey, we got to get Dustin to get his. What do you got? You got a crossbow, Dustin? A sword? Something like that?
A Barnett Brotherhood cost me about $450.
I used to put lasers on crossbows for people. Infrared, actually, because they're really, crossbow, infrared, very quiet.
Yeah,
I think this could the Hammond situation could have all been solved with a MoveOn.org petition. Okay,
they could have come to us and we.
They could have went, oh, this is wrong. People could have signed on it. They could have been on the radio. We could have talked about it. What are the injustice thing? It could have been brought to light in a completely different way, and created an awareness about if it was done that way, what would have happened in that situation. But instead, we had guns and Occupy, and I just find it's hopefully there's nowhere. We don't have a Waco, there's no, and that we can recover the image of a militia that's part of the Second Amendment, or a patriot, or somebody who, is a constitutionalist. I mean, I had somebody just recently, the person was a patriot. That's apparently I guess they do a show under that guise, because I really don't want to say the word patriot. I think it has negative connotations. I just want to say freedom. Freedom is the word. He's a freedom person. But when it's got a bad name already, and again, it's kind of this reason why America exists, right? Isn't it? Wasn't the Patriots? There's a football team, right? The Patriots, yes.
Yeah, I live in Bangor. That's the team for people up here.
The team, yeah. So I anyway. So. What else would you guys like? Does anybody want to say any more on the topic at all?
An AR-15 isn't your first choice. The Mini 14 is. It's much cheaper and it's more reliable and dependable than an AR-15.
I just have a very small caliber gun, unfortunately, because I'm poor.
I don't have a gun right now. Should I get one? Do you think?
No.
No, really? I don't need one.
You don't need one.
I don't need one.
What?
You got that protective bubble thing going on.
The techno bubble.
Yeah. No, you don't need one. Well, that's up to you. I mean, if you had people harassing you, giving you problems, then I would recommend it. Sure, but you don't have people harassing you, giving you problems, so you don't need it.
I did get a
unless
question.
you want it for fun. I recommend if you. George Washington recommended for fun. In fact, everybody knows that slogan that's attributed to George Washington about being healthy, wealthy, and wise. Just early to bed and early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Just don't buy a gun that requires 22 long rifle. It's really difficult to find.
Well, they're actually going into raised production on those things actually, so they're going to become more plentiful.
God.
Yeah, that's true. No, but the slogan "Early bed, early to rise" that everybody knows about. It's actually attributed to George Washington. There's actually a second part that nobody mentions, where he also recommends people to avoid sports involving balls and to instead practice shooting their firearms, because that builds more character and you're less likely to get hurt. That's what George Washington, our first president, said. But that is somehow removed from the records. In other words, he was anti-sports. He did not think that organized sports with balls was great, because that just caused people to collide, not build community, and to hurt themselves. Whereas shooting sports, which he was a big proponent of, made the country strong and helped people build character. He was all for that. He was anti-sports with balls and all for everybody shooting. So, anyway. And also going to bed early and getting up early. That's what he was all about.
Huh.
Who's going to argue with George Washington?
I don't. You know what?
Somebody who hates America, right?
Right.
Pretty much. That's like arguing with Tesla. Are you smarter than Tesla? Are you going to argue with Tesla? Come on. You going to argue with George Washington? Get out of here. Seriously.
No. You know, we did get it. I did get a question I'm going to propose. This is from Why Not? And he wants me to ask why people never get to decide how it should go. This government works for us. We, as people together, should show up and stand together. We should decide the fate of all involved without any need for the government's point of view. I think a lot of people should show up without guns.
Show up where without guns? To the Getty? Oh, okay. All right. Let me just say this. Okay, seriously, you guys. Seriously, this is my plan. All right. You know, if you read my book, you'll know that these Getty people, you know, who are Bilderbergers, they are the hardcore leaders of the world. They actually came to me, sat down with me in a restaurant, you know, at least once, and basically told me that they were expecting me to lead an army, a militia, to attack the Getty. All right. They were waiting for this to happen. And they saw that in their crystal ball. Okay. Well, obviously, when people like that tell you stuff like that, you pay attention, you file it away. Point being is that is their weak spot. That is the true back door to this entire house of cards. And if you want to bring it, that's where you bring it. Now, lately, though, I've been really, and I'm serious about this, as I've told you before, Terry, and as everybody that knows me knows, I've gotten out of the gun business and gotten into the psychic stuff. You all know that. The purpose of this was to learn my own skills, as well as teach other people, as well as recruit other people and gather as many psychics around me as possible, because I would love nothing more than to get at least 200 psychics who are really good and go take a little trip to the Getty and just sit there upstairs and beam love downstairs. Trust me, we can do a lot. We don't, my dream of fixing this stuff. I mean, we all talk about super soldiers. Some people talk about super soldiers, but the reality is this war is going to be fought with super soldiers, and this war is going to be using astral projection. And how do you think that we're going to get downstairs to screw these people? We're not going to be able to take our bodies down that elevator. They've got incredible measures to keep us out of there. The only way we're going to get down there is spiritually, psychically, super soldier style. That's how we're going to do it. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take over bodies. We're going to go down there and we're going to possess their bodies. Yes, we can do that. That's some hardcore astral projection there. And we can turn things. We can open doors. We can change switches. We can occupy them. Talk about occupy. That's real occupy. That's what the aliens do. They don't use weapons. They use you. That's what we have to do. We have to fight like fourth density entities, not third density entities. Guns are Stone Age. That's why I got into psychic stuff. It's because I knew real quick my guns were not going to do it. Didn't matter how many guns I had or gas masks or armor or what have you. It didn't matter. You're going to get down that elevator. You need to be some magic. That's what you need. So seriously, so you guys want to be peaceful, love and light? You want to do this love and light? I'm all for it. Bring me an army of love and light warriors, and let's go to the Getty and hang out upstairs and send some love downstairs. Hell, they'll open the elevator for us. We can do it. We don't have to fire any shots. That's why I teach magic on the air, okay? That's why I'm into the psychic crap. All you guys that are into your guns go, oh, why is there so much psychic stuff on Revolution Radio? Guess what? That's the power. That's the power right there. Anyway, that's why I don't have an arsenal anymore. And you know what? All those guns actually take away from your psychic power. It's called bad feng shui. So you want to get really strong. You want to get powerful. You want to be able to fight this enemy. Strongest thing you can do instead of buying ammo is start helping other people, defending other people. And again, the most noble thing that we can do in this battle is not fight the bad guys, but defend the people, help the people that are being oppressed. But if you want to take it to them, let's give them some love and light. Let's go to the Getty. Take it there. It's just like when Falun Gong took about 10,000 people and they surrounded the place where all the communist leaders lived, and they did nothing but sit there and beamed love into the compound where all the communist government officials were living. They got so freaked out by that, they declared Falun Gong illegal, and they've been persecuting those people and killing them ever since. We can do the same thing here. If you want to do this the love and light way, fine, we can do that. We don't need the guns. You have a caller.
Yeah, Why Not wants to join us. Because you're. Hi, Why Not? Welcome to the roundtable. Stephen's been pretty much answering, commenting on what you said. Do you want to add to that?
Well, I heard him talking about the Getty, but I really don't see how the Getty has anything to do with it. I feel like, we never get to say
Use a
anything.
word like feel and see. Did you see anything? You didn't see the Getty, did you? Did you go downstairs? Do you know what's there? You don't. So you didn't see, and feelings mean nothing.
I didn't call in to argue about the Getty.
No, I'm
called
just saying
in
it
because
straight. Yeah, you
because
blew it
our
right away.
government works for us.
Our government is controlled by the people downstairs at the Getty. If you haven't been paying attention, they pull the strings. We are the government.
To me. Well,
it doesn't matter what we do in Washington as long as those people are downstairs. Let me put it they have all our money.
These higher ups don't do anything. We're the ones that do everything, and we work for them, and they don't work at all their whole lives. Yeah. They have no idea what it even feels like, what we're going through. But my point is simple. It's like, does it take somebody getting killed to actually talk to our government? Because it's our government. It's not theirs. We're supposed to have a say in things. We should be the ones deciding the fate of all of these people involved that wanted to talk to someone.
And we should all fart gold dust, huh?
Yeah, well, they're supposed to listen to us, right?
Yeah, right. Come on, that's pretty simplistic, isn't it?
Well,
they're not supposed to steal. They're not supposed to poison us, but they do.
We're the ones that put them in office.
Yeah, we're the ones that allowed them to sell us poison food.
Don't they blame
Did you give them permission to spray poison on us from airplanes? I didn't. How about Fukushima?
That's the
I
point
give them permission to fix it, but are they? No.
The point I'm making is they never listened to us. These people stood up with guns because they thought that's what it would take for them to actually say something to the government.
No.
The government never talked to them. The government did what they're doing, killing people, and there's no excuse for killing someone. And still, nobody is going to get to decide this.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to shoot them? What do you want to do? You want to talk to them? What are you doing that you're not doing now that you're going to do now that you haven't done yet? What are you going to do?
I think more people should.
I don't want to hear about what you think. I want to think, what are you going to do? What are you going to do now that you haven't done yet?
I'm doing something right now.
What?
I'm willing to stand up to you. That's enough.
That's not doing anything. That's making it worse. That's making it worse. What's your positive solution? Standing up to me ain't doing shit. I'm telling everybody how to fix this world, and you're trying to stand up to me. That puts you in the class of the enemy, dude. Unless you got a better idea than I do. What is it? Spit it out.
You got to be kidding.
Spit out your big idea that's going to save the world. Come on.
I think it's our choice, and it's up to us, and I think everybody should stand together, and the more people standing together, the less that they have a target on. You know, these people
So why
stood
not?
up.
You're
what's your
thinking,
answer?
you think that we should all like go out there with our guns right now and
No, I don't
stand
think
up?
you need guns. I think it's
Stand in the street.
It's stupid for us to talk about guns when guns have nothing to do with the Second
Guns
Amendment.
I haven't said anything.
No, but guns have everything to do with this. This is what it's about.
Exactly.
This
Hello.
is what
It's all about the guns.
It's about the guns.
Why
It's all about the guns.
It's all about the guns.
How many guns do you have? Why not? A person that
wouldn't
can't
have
even
it.
use your real name?
I wouldn't use a gun.
Oh, okay. Another non-gun owner trying to comment on an issue about guns.
Because there's no reason for
Yeah,
them.
yeah. You're
You know?
another one. Okay, remember, you're about part of the 3%.
Steve,
We're trying to deal
all
with
you're
3%ers
doing,
here.
Steve, is trying to make me look bad.
You do look bad.
No, I don't.
Yes,
You do.
do.
You're the one that's
Exactly.
making it out that way.
You don't even have a gun. You know what that makes you?
I'm not here to argue
That
with you.
makes you? Come on, man.
It
Kind
doesn't
of
make me
makes you
anything.
a target, man.
Jack Fox here.
It has nothing to
It
do
kind
with
of
that.
makes you a target. I mean,
Okay,
even
wait.
if
Dustin, let Dustin say something.
Go
Okay, wait. Go ahead, Dustin.
I'm just saying, like, even if you're not, like, you know, going after the government, like, you have a gun, you want to, like, be all revolutionary and whatever, like, we live in the most heavily armed country, you know, civilian-wise. So, if the fit were ever to hit the Shan, like, you would want something to protect you, if not from Uncle Sam, from your next-door neighbor.
Wild animals, if anything.
I mean,
The thing is,
yeah.
they talked us
Can't
into
even
buying
hunt.
guns
Can't
by
even
telling us that we can't buy guns, by saying they're going to take them away. We all went out and bought more guns. We always do what we're told not to do. Wait for me. We always do what we're told not to do. Nobody wants to do what they're told, so they are playing us. It's not about guns because the Second Amendment has two meanings. One of the meanings. Wait a minute.
Why not? It's everything about the guns. The Second Amendment is about guns. The Second Amendment
People is what is about guns.
is about the right to form a militia.
Can I explain it?
Okay, go ahead.
Nothing to
The
explain,
Second
man.
Amendment has two meanings about the guns. Armed means your coat of arms, which is your right to own something, and it also can mean, in the vulgar language, the dog Latin, it can mean guns.
Right, before I have to hang up on you, I want to ask you a question. Why not? Real quick, okay? Just
Why are
answer
you so
honest.
out to,
I want to ask you an honest question before you say anything else. One question, and that is, do you think the government should take away our guns? Yes or no?
I don't even care about guns.
Yes or no? Simple question.
They shouldn't take away anything because it's not their right to take things from
Libertarian,
us.
that's perfect. Excellent.
It's our choice, you know, and they took away choice. They're not allowed to take away choice.
I think they should or not.
If you read the law says we always have choice, and it's always our fault because we give them our choice. You know, like we don't have to do anything that they made up. They made all this up. They don't have a right to own the land. They don't have a right to claim that they have a right to anything. This is all made up.
But the people with the guns, though, they're causing problems, and they're going to get all the other guns taken away. That's the only issue here.
They didn't.
It's true.
Yes, it is.
They didn't want to cause a problem.
No. I don't
causing
believe
problems.
that. They are causing problems. They are causing problems.
They're criminals.
They're criminals now, and they make our rights look bad. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure if it isn't done on purpose.
Well, I'm not talking about Bundy. I'm saying the government are criminals. They're all.
Yeah, I mean the government's criminals, true. But I mean, but I think he's talking about. You're talking about the Bundys, right?
He agrees with us that the government is out of line here. I mean, but the BLM and all the encroachments and all the things are just wrong. But why not? Let me just suggest this, okay? And trust me, I want to see this done peacefully. Okay, that's rule number one. But I just want to say this is that even though I do not want to ever see anybody shoot those guns, just like I never want to see our atom bombs used, we have to have those things right now just because it keeps them in check. This is why even Vladimir Putin is warning us: don't let them take your guns. This is not communist China. It's like we don't have to go through that propaganda. We know that these people are psychopathic killers. They want to kill us. They need to take away our guns first. That's all there is to it. And all these false flag events are designed to do one thing, and that's take away our guns and start martial law. And these Bundy guys are playing into that because they are calling upon us, the gun owners, to do something. So we're trying to talk to gun owners, not people who don't own guns. We don't care about the people that don't own guns. We care about the people that own guns because we're trying to tell them not to use them. That's it.
I think we're all confused, and I think we all make mistakes. And I think that's what they're really doing to us, is confusing us. The government works for us. Why don't they listen to us?
You really think that the government works for us? That's what's supposed to be.
The government is supposed to work for us.
Why do you think these guys are running around with guns right now if the government's working for us? Because obviously they're not. They're not working for us. They're not working for us.
It's already too late. Gun owners are pissed off. We're trying to deal with pissed off gun owners right now. Why not? Not pissed off not gun owners.
Isn't that why they told us we can't have guns, so that we would all get them, and then something would happen, and now they're going to get control of us because it'll get out of hand. And then they can blame it all on us because, we're killing each other in the streets. So obviously they've got to have martial law, and then they're in control of everything.
Exactly.
So we don't want that, right?
We don't want that.
No, that's what they want. That's what
they
want.
But we don't want that. And this incident just fed right into it.
That's right, and that's why it went that way.
The Bundys just put fuel in the fire to that agenda.
Yes, it was a mistake, and I'll agree to that.
So we have to reach out to the people that are pissed off right now and calm them down, not piss them off. Oh, listen to this guy. He doesn't even own a gun. He's not a man.
No, that's what I'm trying to do, is say that that's what they wanted. They shot somebody. Now, why would somebody get shot? They didn't want to get shot. They didn't do anything like, run at the police and get shot for no reason.
Well, don't you think it's kind of convenient that they shot the one guy that was interviewed? No, wait, interviewed on CNN or whatever. I mean, he had just done the interview the night before. You could see it, right?
Agree.
So that's the guy, and he's talking about, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and die for this, is what he said.
Right? Oh, yeah, this guy's
I don't want to die.
That's
blah 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 blah. And then he's the guy that gets shot and gets killed.
That, huh? Symbol.
Right.
I agree. You know, the next day was his birthday.
Oh. Don't tell me he's gonna be 69.
No, he was 56.
That would be brutal.
55 when he died. 56 he would have been.
Yeah, he's a youngster.
Yes, and the reason I say, why do you think somebody got shot, was because they want us to go crazy over this and pull out the guns and go after them.
We don't want that.
Right. So why would anybody pulling up to a roadblock get violent and have a gunfight?
Allegedly.
It just didn't go that way, like somebody got hurt purposely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's reports that they're saying that he had his hands up in the air. I've been hearing that over and over.
That's what I heard too.
Right. But then again, you look at the mainstream media's dialogue, and it's not that at all. He was armed and aggressive.
Right. And I heard that if you put your hands outside the car when you are carrying guns, it means that you are not going to pull a gun on the police officers. So if he did put his hands up like that outside of the car, he meant that nobody was going to get hurt. And then they started shooting on him. And I heard something
179 rounds, supposedly, huh?
Yes, that's what I was going to say next. So obviously something happened that they wanted it to go that way. And it had to come from higher up, even though they'll always say that it was somebody that made a mistake.
Get some math real quick. How many times is 30 going to 179 real quick?
Almost 6.
Almost 6. So that means there's at least 6 shooters here. I mean, somebody fired less than 30 rounds probably, but you had guys emptying their magazines probably.
Yes, this whole thing sounds like a setup. Like he was going to a meeting outside of the camp where they were protected with cameras and things. So now everything's, whatever the government wants to say. And if you were to pull up to a roadblock, you wouldn't want to start anything. Like it wasn't like they were trying to get away. They knew they were going to get trapped. And if there was a roadblock, this was all set up. You know, like they might even set up the meeting for him to go to. You know, so this has been like a month they've had to figure out what they're going to do with this situation and how they're going to, like, you know, take over.
But dude, you know what? When we do shows like this, it's not good to get drawn and pick into the stuff. What we really have to do, and this is something we've learned here only recently, is that we have to control this dialogue. So everything that they've done is for public consumption to control what you're talking about. Don't talk about what they want you to talk about. We have to control that. And right now, our number one objective is to making people calm down and not join the fight right now.
I totally
so let's not pick apart what happened over there. It's bad. It's over. All I can think about right now is his funeral, to be honest with you, and what that's going to be like, to be honest with you. But as far as retribution, like I said, it's got to be covert and it's got to be guerrilla, and that's up to you guys out there. But this showing your face on TV stuff and letting everyone and showing your feelings and being all emotional, it's only going to get you killed. And we don't need martyrs right now. We need heroes.
I agree. And I think that the whole thing was about two guys that went to prison for no reason, and we never even talk about that part.
But dude, it's not just the Hammonds. You know, the Bundys were legitimate. They got screwed. There's people getting screwed today. There's a guy in Texas right now. They're taking away his land. And you got to remember,
you're right.
There's funny public land stuff, but the real issue here, is that the federal government is only supposed to have 10 square miles of property or whatever it is, 50 square miles of Washington, D.C. And all of the military bases that they have outside of Washington, D.C. are only given to them at the discretion of each state. So all this stealing of the land on the western half of the country is completely unconstitutional, is completely criminal, and they're cashing us out. They're selling us to the highest bidder. In this case, it's the Russians. I thought it was for sure the Chinese, but I guess the Russians are the big Russian, or the uranium guys.
They all work together, don't they?
Yeah, well, it's big money. Money has no eyes, right?
Yeah, and it's done out of Puerto Rico, which makes it all like illegal and lies, and you know, like it's deception in every way that you look at it.
And Harry Reid is making a ton of money. And let's see, what was it? Hillary Clinton is the one that's making money on this one. That's the big story here, is that Hillary Clinton was responsible for promising whoever it was that they were going to get these mining rights and that these people would be kicked off their land. And this is happening wholesale all over, and that's why it's the end of the world to these ranchers, because as far as they're concerned, it is the end of the world. That's why they're doing this stuff, and they got guns, and they're kind of redneck like that. But unfortunately, we can't allow these ranchers to drive the entire strategy of taking our government back. And if we are going to go to war, I'm telling everybody again, the key to this whole damn battle is not going to be anywhere that you think it is. It's going to be at that silly museum in Santa Monica.
Isn't the strength we have?
All right, let me explain to you why not. I just remember that you said you didn't understand any of that, so let me just explain so you can understand this. What really controls the world is what goes on underneath us. And underneath us, there are no borders, okay? These little trams and what have you, they don't recognize the borders of the territory above it. It is a secret government, it truly is. And all of your Bilderbergers and all your kings of the earth, this is their thing. The thing about the Getty, there's at least 250 of these places, and yes, they are all connected. The only reason why the Getty is important is because it's vulnerable. All right. All of these other facilities are very, very difficult to access, but the Getty is somewhat vulnerable. It's the most vulnerable of all of them, as I can see. I could be wrong, but the way these guys have been freaking out over this knowledge, it tells me that they know they're vulnerable at that location, and I think they've seen in their own crystal balls that this location is going to be their failure. And this is where the Queen has her getaway spot. Everybody's got their bug-out locations. This is where the Queen's bug-out location. The royal family is going to go under there. Anyway, bottom line is from there, you can access everything else. And if you're going to duke it out with these guys, the dark side, that's where it's at. Okay, that's the Death Star, if you will. We're not going to destroy our own home planet. The war is at the Death Star. You want to take out the Death Star, the little portal that Luke was trying to fire the thing that's only as big as a womp rat or whatever the hell, it's the damn Getty. You want to take out the Death Star, go down the hole of the Getty and get down there, and that's the entrance to the whole damn thing, and that's the answer to changing the whole world. And if I become president, you can bet damn well that that's one of the first things that we'll do is we'll completely revitalize the entire so-called continuity of government, because right now, if they admit it, they'll call it continuity of government, but it's not. It's called continuity of the dark side.
I have this feeling that the real problem is that they've dumbed us down and they think that we're not intelligent enough to figure out how to get our government back.
I'm telling you how to get it back. And yes, you're totally correct. They've told me that.
Well, the point that I would make is that if we were to use our knowledge, I'm listening.
Use your knowledge. Listen to what I'm telling you.
I heard everything you said.
Then use your knowledge and start researching that, because that's the key to this whole game, not anything else that you might think, because everyone else is wrong.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about starting a violent way of getting things back.
That's violent? We'll do it peacefully. Go there and meditate. Send some love down there.
Well, I like the 200 psychics with the love.
Hell, orgone. Build a bunch of orgone.
That one's good.
Plant that all over the place. You know what okay, let me tell you something. They take pipes and they drop orgone inside of these steel pipes. And that actually acts as like an amplifier for the orgone, and it beams that stuff down there. So if you find, seriously, this is how you deal with dark entities. You find their locations, like the Getty. You go around the perimeter. You drive pipes into the ground. Yeah, cloudbusters, exactly. Only cloudbusters going downward, because remember, that energy, that dark energy, they're collecting the loosh, right? The loosh goes down. Okay, the cloudbuster does the same thing. It can basically take that. It's like killing vermin. It's like ant poison. You want to kill the whole hive? Seriously,
I know a lot about the dark side, and I know about entities, and I know how the other world controls this world, and most of it is because we pay attention to it, because we give it energy, because we give it all this power. And
that's a whole dark side slogan.
They want us to have fear of everything.
Dark side slogan. Don't you know that?
I'm talking. I do understand it.
That's like flat earthers, man. They got that whole scheme thing that you just said is total subversion of us light workers, is what that is. That's
what it is. What it is they get us to pay attention to their side of the world. That we have no idea how the other.
I told you about the good, the bad, and the ugly. This guy's telling us if
I finished something.
No way.
We have no idea how the other side works. That's how they have power over us. I don't care what you tell me, because everybody's got an idea of what it might be.
Well, but wait a second. I have to interrupt on that. Everybody has an idea of what it is, but Stephen actually lived among these people.
One of them.
I'm trying to tell you how I think.
But I know what you're thinking. Why not?
What are you trying to do?
You're looking at somebody who actually knows these people. He's not basically saying I think they're like this.
No, I'm trying to say the more fear that they can put into us, the more power they have, and that's the way the dark side works. Now, if nobody was to walk around in fear everybody was to stand up and
that's called observing it with negative emotion. That's called letting it control your emotion. We're also doing that.
I'm not saying be a pansy
let their emotions get carried away. It's the same thing.
I'm saying focus on the target, because our government is a problem, and we're all in some other world, some spiritual thinking.
Where do you think the damn target is?
We need to.
You're such a military commander. Where's the target? If you're such a leader, where's the target?
We are all slaves, and for us to actually have some say, we all have to stand together and say something.
So wise. You're not saying anything.
No, I'm saying a lot.
Not. Oh, let's stand together in brotherhood and harmony. Okay, let's do that. That's the target.
What if we all could use our smartphones to vote, and we all decide what we want it to be like, instead of them deciding for us?
Yeah, but our vote isn't counting. Okay.
Well, it could.
Right? No, it
How
doesn't.
many elections have been rigged in the past 16 years?
Because they're in control of it.
Okay, you know what? I just saw a slogan. Oh my God, it's so similar to the one I heard with Obama, that Bernie Sanders saying a future we can believe in. Oh, hope we can believe in, change we can
We
believe
just
in.
stand together.
It's always the same
We can make
crap
America great again.
over and over again. We go, oh yeah, I can
Your
believe it.
slogans are
Yeah,
worthless.
way to go, Bernie. He's got the right ideas. Let me vote for it. And we're gonna get the same old shit, even
Rigged.
worse
Yes.
than we had before.
Yes,
It never
because they
changes.
lie.
No, because they do lie.
Use
And they
feel
get
good
away with
slogans
it.
like you're doing right now.
I'm not lying.
You're using feel-good slogans that have no meaning whatsoever. You have
No,
yet just one
that's what
positive
you
thing.
think. I mean, I could say nasty things about what you think too.
Reality, and your reality is that you haven't said one thing that productive
Me
yet.
fighting with you doesn't matter. It's not going to get us anywhere.
Fight. Come on, all you've said is that we all have to stand together. What the hell does that mean? You haven't said crap.
Actually, I said a lot. And what I'm trying to say is that if you pay attention to all this illusion, they're going to win.
For this guy wasting the show here, he's not saying anything. Give the
Well,
number.
drop me then, whatever, like that's the way you play, But like,
crap, you wasted airtime with your nonsense. Hang up on him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone.
Need nonsense and feel. I can't believe that's in this day and age. And he's just said that whole nonsense. I dealt with that whole love and light community. Oh, if you give it energy, it's gonna manifest. Ugh. No, bullshit. It's called wake up and see reality and get involved. It's not going to go away by yourself. And stand together. Yeah, stand together. I wish people would. Well, what does he think? We're all going to vote. Okay, what does this mean? Let's all stand together and vote for Bernie. What is? I don't hear any answers. I'll give you an answer.
What's the answer?
I want 100,000 people to converge on the Getty Museum and demand access to the underground, and demand access to the elevator and bring the media. That's the answer right there. You want to break the back of the monster? You bring 100,000 people in the media to the Getty Museum and watch what they do. Watch if they don't nuke the whole place.
Well, here's one thing that we're going to have to do is people need to be educated about what's really going on, and get them to even buy the fact to understand who the Bilderbergers are, and et cetera, et cetera. No, seriously, they're so lost in the dark, they can't even figure out what is going on.
Naive as you can be.
What?
Like to suggest that the people we vote for in our silly government is somehow representative or somehow actually the people that are in control. I mean, give me a break. The people that are in control don't even live on the surface of the earth. They live underground. They never even see sunlight. Those are the people in control. If you want to fix it, you got to do that. Changing our leaders on the surface is nothing, because all the money is underground. And as long as all the money is underground, they'll be able to give little bits of it to the people upstairs, and they'll do anything they want. And that's the problem. I mean, ultimately, we have to change our whole society. We have to stop being greedy. But if you want to change the world, you want to have the future, if you're serious about this crap, if you people are serious about this whole revolution crap and changing the world, ending all of it, I'm just going to give you a little heads up that what they fear the most is that you're all going to show up at the Getty. And you don't all have to show up there, just enough people to make it so that the world can't ignore it. If that happens, it'll all come crumbling down. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. That is the one thing that they fear more than anything else in this entire world. And they just love the fact that these people are getting all angry with guns because they're looking for an excuse to kill them. But if a whole bunch of peaceful people go to the Getty and bring the media with them and just say that we understand that there's access to a big elevator and we'd like you to prove that there isn't, and we'd like us to go down that elevator, or we'd like you to prove that it doesn't go to a big bunker that's a mile down, that's all you have to do. Make it public, because they are afraid of the light. And that's what this show is all about. That's what we do, is we shine light. And the worst thing they can do is get light shown where they don't want it. And if you want to end this crap once and for all, bring your light bodies and your love and light and your peacefulness to the Getty. And I feel that I don't know anything. Yes, you don't know. I'm giving you a clue. All right? So if you want to change the world, you want to become wealthy and all your wildest dreams will come true, go to the Getty. With a whole bunch of people, just converge there. It'll be all over. Just watch. Promise.
Well, perhaps the real shift isn't going to come from the main population getting on the same board on something. Like you said, you have to just wake up 50 million people, or we
don't have to do that. Trust me, we don't even have to do that. If you if you got 10,000 people show up at the Getty, that's the answer right there.
Yeah,
Right.
and just say they're having a love invasion.
A love invasion. Yeah, seriously. If they all converge on the Getty, they all go up, walking up that little road, and they just occupy the whole structure. You want to occupy a building? Occupy the Getty. Draw the light of the world onto that location, not some stupid bird sanctuary. That's just some intelligence for all the people that are lacking it out there. If you really want to change the world, that's what you do.
Do we have to even show up? Can anybody who listens to this do a little Ho'oponopono to the Getty?
Right.
You want to change the whole damn world, you just get a whole ton of people to go there to the point to where the media cannot ignore that a whole lot of people there, and they'll say, why are we here? We'll say, because we know that there's a big elevator there. That's all we have to do. And if once we make all that public, the whole house of cards falls down. Everything falls apart. Everything. We take over. It's over. That's it. All we have to do is get the media on that one point, and it all stops. That's the future of the world right there. You know, I mean, I can go die now. If anybody listens to me, that's all I need to do. But just enough people show up at that location to where the media can't ignore it, and we have won the war. That's it. And all we have to do is say that there's a secret thing under there, and they're killing humans, and all the people that are missing, the hundreds of thousands of people that go missing every year down there, and they're using them for satanic sacrifice.
Oh, yeah.
Prove that they're not.
Let's talk
Prove
about
that they're not.
that.
And
All the missing.
say this on the air. Let me just say this real quick. I'm sorry, and I'll give up. I know the show's almost over, but I have a picture of the Getty on my book, and it's been public, and the Getty has billions of dollars, and they could sue the hell out of me for having that picture, but they won't say crap, and they can't, because they are not going to draw attention to themselves. And I'm saying, if you want to end this horrible timeline that we're on, draw attention to the Getty. That is the weak spot. That is the Achilles heel of the entire monster. All right? That's why I was born, to bring that message to the world. And if you think you're too smart to listen to me, screw you. I just need the smart ones to listen to me and show up there and make a stink and start asking questions. Ask the tour guides, how do I get to the spa? Where's the secret elevator?
How do I get to the spa?
Yeah, how do I get to the spa? Where's the secret elevator to the spa? I hear the spa is great. I hear it's all covered in gold. Come on, I hear everybody runs around naked. It's like Rome, ancient Rome. I hear it's wonderful. Oh, where'd you hear that? Haha, don't lie to me. Come on, you NSA? This is NSA, right? Come on. All we have to do is bring that out into the light of the public. They fear that more than anything in the world. That's all we got to do.
Dustin, did you want to add a little bit there for a minute? I felt you wanted to say something too.
Oh, I was just like, yeah, all the missing people, like, let's talk about that. Like, aren't there like...
You're talking about the human sacrifices, the missing people? Yeah,
like,
that's what happens.
Like a bunch load of people that just unjustly go missing, kids and whatnot, like thousands of people.
Oh, yeah, but what's his face thinks we can just talk to them. We can all stand together and talk. Oh, let's just talk to them. They're not listening to us. Come on, they kill children. They're Satan worshipers. They've sold their souls. You know, that's what we're dealing with here. It's not just a bunch of criminals. Yes, they are criminals, but they're also criminals that go to the Bohemian Grove and they commit human sacrifice and worship Satan and all this horrible crap. The whole world is run by people like that. If you don't believe it, that's tough. But if you want to end this problem, you're going to have to confront it face to face, and you got to go underground to do that. And you want to go underground, the secret entrance is at the Getty Museum. So a whole bunch of people go to the Getty, and that's how we'll win this battle. Anyway, that's my contribution to the world right there. And if nobody listens, 20 years from now, they'll go, oh, wow. Ooh. Anyway, all you patriots out there, that's where the prize is. Occupy the Getty.
Well,
why do you think they have an army? They have an army at the Getty Museum. Why do you think they have that? Because they're waiting for us. They're waiting for us. They knew this day would come.
They knew that we would.
They knew this day would come, that the population of the world would be directed upon them, and that their empire would fall, and that all those people on the surface that have to defend the entrance to the gate, which is the Getty Museum, will have to go down, because they will blow up the entrance to keep you from going downstairs. They will nuke it. And that's what it says right in the protocols.
All right. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. And everybody's, thank you so much for your contribution.
Oh, yeah. And Jer Bear's coming up with Norina, apparently.
And is is Jer Bear coming on with Noreen? Okay. I thought maybe it was. Okay. Well, stay tuned for Noreen and Jer Bear next. And thank you so much for listening.
Sorry.
Hey.